Stars for Stars legend, wait for it, Dairy Learner Show. Brought to you by the amazing Mrs. Smith.
Good morning, boys and girls. How are you? I hope you're doing great, and just want to start off by saying I miss you so much. Let's go ahead and get started for the day because I know that you're super excited. Now, this has all been reviewed this week, and we've been looking at multiplication division. Yesterday, we talked about the associative property and the identity property. Remember, the associative property doesn't matter how we group them. If we have three or more factors, we can multiply them in any order. Doesn't matter how we group them. Remember, parentheses means grouping. That's what we use. And we also learned about the identity, which is like an ID. Any number that is multiplied by 1, the product is that number. Today, we're going to look at the commutative and zero properties. Oops. Sorry, boys and girls. Let me just make this just a little bit smaller. All right, so same thing as yesterday, and I started off with labeling. So go ahead, and you should have your math journal right beside you. Go ahead, make sure you have this. And let's look at the commutative property. And I'm sure you can already remember what it is. Do you? The commutative property stated that it didn't matter what order the factors are in. We kind of see it in the associative property too. But it doesn't matter what order the factors are in. Your product will still be the same. You can multiply the factors in any order, and the product will not change. Multiply the factors in any order, and the product will not change. So remember, let's look at that. How would that look in an expression? Multiply the factors in any order. So we already know that a factor times a factor equals the product. And they're saying that it doesn't matter what order these are in. So if I have 3 times 5 equals 15, then that also means that 5 times 3 will equal 15. Doesn't matter what order these are in, because 3 groups of 5 will give me the same answer as 5 groups of 3. So let's look at this in a little bit different way, the commutative property. So we see here, and if we look at and just watch this next example. So they put 5 times 4, and then you'll see over there that we have 4 times 3, and they've shown it in an array to kind of show you that it doesn't change the answer. Let's look at 2 times 6. If we're drawing this out in an array, that would be like 2 rows of 6. So 2 rows, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I made 7 here. See, boys and girls, that's why we got to check ourselves. So 2 times 6, this array will give me the same answer as if I were to do 6 rows of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, and there's 2 in each row. This array has the same number as this one does. They both equal, great job, 12. That is all the commutative property is. So let's look at a couple of different examples. So our example number 1, and I'm just going to go, since I have this little space right here, use the commutative property to help you solve the equation. Look at number 1. It says 25 times 3 is equal to 75. And then they're asking me, what is 3 times 25? Well, if 25 times 3 equals 75, then 3 times 25 is going to equal the same. Good. Doesn't matter what order the factors are in, the product is still the same. Number 2. If I know that 7 times 3 equals 21, then if I know that some number times 7 equals 21, then that number has to be 3. Because doesn't matter what order. All right, and explain how the following. Now this shows the associative property, but remember, it doesn't matter what order the factors are in, the product is still the same. Great job. All right, and the zero property. Any factor multiplied by 0 will result in a product of 0. Any number times 0 is 0. Doesn't matter what it is. If we look here, any factor that is multiplied by 0, the product will be 0. Now, for your work today, boys and girls, I'm going to go ahead and cut it early because I don't want the video to cut off. And you'll see, you may already see that I have limited space. So your work for the day is you can type in these. Everybody was given their own copy. You can type in these, type your answers. All right, boys and girls, I miss you. I can't wait to see you later. Bye, boys and girls.